Morning.
Joan, I wasn't expecting you until next week.
I'm very well, thank you. It's kind of you to ask.
I'm sorry. You're quite recovered?
Obviously, or I wouldn't be back.
That's wonderful.
Right, now we're through with the social niceties, I'll get to work. Whose duty should I do, Barry's or Riley's?
Oh, so you've heard.
Yes, I have. And don't worry, I can cope with both shifts. Funny, isn't it? Every time I go away, the security breaks down.
Don't say it.
Miss Ferguson, you know what I think you really need is a big, strong Russian lover. Like a bear.
Keen's made a serious accusation against you.
I don't understand. That's the first time I've seen her today. What did she say?
Just what most of the women here have said about you at one time or another. That you threatened her.
She's lying.
Are they all lying? I want you to move Keen in with Myra Desmond.
Well, no wonder she was smirking. She's got the governor treating officers like housemaids.
Move her.
Certainly. Governor.
And Miss Ferguson, I want it done without incident or accident. Oh, Miss Ferguson, I'd like you to meet the new member of our team, named Murphy. Joan Ferguson.
How do you do? Heard quite a bit about you.
Not all bad, I hope.
Have you had a chance to see around the place yet?
Yes, Mrs. Reynolds gave me the quick guided tour. I must say, from what I've seen, I'm most impressed. I gather the emphasis is on rehabilitation, which is what we're all about in the long run, isn't it?
Well, that's what we strive for.
Of course, at Woodridge, they're all men, but I gather the same principles apply here.
Look, I've got a meeting soon. Miss Ferguson, could you come to my office in 20 minutes?
Certainly, Governor.
And then could you come with me now and collect your workers' comp forms and so on?
Nice to meet you, Joan.
Yes. Phew. How wrong can you be? Another do-gooder, eh?
Seem very genuine to me.
I think that's what I mean. You asked to see me, Governor?
Oh, yes. It was Miss Ferguson who found Warren with the goods.
Oh, forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, but I hope Mr. Proctor isn't under suspicion.
I've already explained that I'm merely questioning people at the moment.
Yes, but I forgot to mention earlier that he's the one person who is in the clear.
Why is that?
Well, you see, I was on duty when Mr. Proctor arrived. He was thoroughly searched, Governor, and there was definitely no contraband on Mr. Proctor. Up to standard?
Oh, Miss Ferguson, you gave me a fright.
Did I? How thoughtless of me. But then you are a bit edgy today, aren't you?
If you're looking for the women, they're putting out the cattle.
No. I've come for a private chat. To collect that debt you owe me.
Oh, I'd love to help, but I'm terribly behind the schedule.
Then you'll just have to change the schedule, won't you?
Yes. On second thought, sir, I think I can spare you a few minutes.
Good. Now, Proctor, I want you to cook up a little accident for Reb Keene.
What if she gets hurt?
That's on real fast, don't you?
Miss Ferguson, no, I can't do this, no.
You'll do as I tell you, Proctor, because I can have you thrown out of here any time I choose.
But Mrs. Reynolds cleared me. You've heard her.
So I did. But then some crims just can't help themselves, can they? What have you got in your bag, Proctor? Looks a bit lumpy. You haven't been stealing, have you?
What have you done? What have you put in there?
Oh, now, would I do something like that? Well, smuggling in contraband to sell to the women. It's lucky for you there aren't any drugs in here or you'd be facing a jail sentence. Perhaps we should go and have a little chat to the governor. Or perhaps we can discuss that accident instead. You surprise me, Warren, you really do. What makes you think you can run a book in here without me finding out?
Not me, Miss Ferguson.
Oh, really? And how did you pay Proctor for the goods he smuggled in? And don't try to tell me he didn't.
I don't care what you do to me. Please don't put Ray in.
Oh, Warren, I don't lag on people, especially if they can be of some use to me. As far as I'm concerned, you are Wentworth's bookie. In fact, I've got your first tip of the day for you. Kelly was picked up in Adelaide this afternoon. Why don't you run book on that?
Oh, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be honest. I don't need money that much.
Oh, yes, you do, Warren, because you've got overheads. Me.
How much?
50% of the take, not the profit.
The take? I can't afford...
Oh, yes, you can, Warren. Otherwise, your friend, Ray, is going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Understand?
If you sign a statement explaining the freak's blackmail attempt, we get it into a safe deposit box, and then we tell the freak about it.
What good will that do?
You don't know her very well, do you? There's only two things that matter in her life. Her old man and her job. She's not going to risk losing her job for either of us.
Well, I hope you're right.
Believe me, I am.
Well, I dished out my first charge this morning, and London to a brick. It won't be me last.
Who was it?
Bryant, insubordination.
Oh, good luck. It's all very well laying a charge, but I think you'll find the governor a bit soft when it comes to imposing a penalty.
They've got to support their officers, otherwise it leads to disrespect for authority.
Don't get me wrong, I couldn't agree with you more. It's just that in the past, I've found Reynolds far too lenient. She's made my job very difficult at times.
It's going to be a bit of a problem then. There's only one way to run a place like this, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, at last, someone who thinks the way I do. Now, you had me worried for a while. I thought you were another do-gooder. I reckon between us we can pull this place right into shape.
There's a few people around here need to be pulled into line. Take that lesbian Bryant, for instance. Less of her type around here, the better. They're unhealthy.
Miss Ferguson, anything the matter?
No. Where's Proctor?
Oh, he's just gone off on a break. He said he had to post a letter or something.
I see. Look, I'll take over if you like. You must be just about due for a break yourself.
Oh, thanks. It'd be lovely. I've got a bit of a headache, actually.
Proctor's taking a risk leaving you in charge of the cooking.
It's only food for the officers.
Glad to see you're enjoying kitchen duty.
Oh, I'm glad you rostered me here, too. It's been educating. Interesting reading, wouldn't you say? It's only a copy. Ray's taken the original to a solicitor. Dreadful, isn't it? You just can't trust people nowadays.
You won't get away with this.
I'd say I already had. It's only your job at risk.
Tell me, what do you think of Joan Ferguson as an officer?
Oh, you've asked the wrong person, really. Actually, I think she makes too much trouble amongst the women.
Trouble?
Yes, too strict, you know? I mean, they accuse her of being a basher and a lesbian and being...
Lesbian, eh?
Oh, well, I wouldn't know about that. I mean, that's her business, as long as it doesn't interfere with her work.
Of course. To each his or her own. Doesn't change my opinion of her in the slightest.
There's my cut for the day, Warren.
Didn't run anything this morning, Miss Ferguson.
Your cash flow had better start improving, because scum like you are not indispensable.
That's a bit of rough stuff for the young uns, eh?
What?
Make yourself scarce, Warren.
How dare you undermine an officer? That's totally unprofessional.
I just found out about you, Ferguson. You want to know something? I didn't like what I heard. I wouldn't put a dyke in charge of an outhouse, let alone a prison. Your days of running this place are over.
Oh, come on, Ernie. There must be something on him. You can't be squeaky clean in a place like Woodridge. We are talking about Len Murphy, aren't we? All right. Then what about off the record? Look, just keep your ear to the ground, will you? There must be something on him. No, I'm sorry. There will be no press interviews until further notice.
Right, the doctor's going to have to watch his budget. You should see some of these orders.
Not leaving without saying goodnight, I hope. Not till we've had a little chat, anyway.
Listen, Murphy, I'm just about...
Now, you listen to me. I've got a little problem I'd like to discuss with you regarding prison discipline. I know you're all for that. You see, I've heard that you're pushing rackets.
Oh, yeah? From one of the prisoners, was it?
Oh, you're very good, Ferguson. But I got enough on you to have you out that door so quick your feet wouldn't touch the ground.
And who'd back you up? The word of a crim means nothing.
Oh, I could manage it very well on my own without any backing whatsoever. Of course, I'd much rather we join forces, run this prison the way it should be run. I need a good lieutenant. Someone with a bit of backbone.
Yeah, well, you keep looking, Murphy. Because I'm not playing second fiddle to anyone, especially you.
Don't be too hasty. Better to join forces with me than be out of a job, wouldn't you say?
Same coloured walls, same coloured faces. See, the old place hasn't changed.
I bet on it, Kelly. We've had an addition to the staff since you went on your little holiday.
If you're talking about Officer Murphy, I've already had the pleasure.
You think I get a bit rough sometimes? Wait till you see him in action. Oh, he makes me look like little Mary Sunshine.
Terrific.
Yeah, he should take to you, Kelly. But with what, eh? That's the question. So in the interest of continuing harmony, I think we should work together to get rid of him.
Causing you a few problems, is he?
Let's just say we'd all be better off without him.
All right, stop beating about the bush. What's the scam?
Well, I think we should arrange to have you beaten up. Well, not too badly, of course, just so it looks good. Then I can arrange for him to take the blame. He'll be out of here before the ink is dry on his transfer.
Oh? And just who did you have in mind to do the job on me? Forget it.
Think it over. I could make it worth your while.
No way.
Well, I could put you in a position where he'd get at you anyway. So best to do it my way and get some benefit from it, eh?
How'd the book go today, Rabbit? Oh, really good. Must be more money around than we thought. Oh, how much you take in? About $26.
What have we got here?
I wasn't hiding it from you, Miss Ferguson.
Better not be, Warren, because we've got a business arrangement. I don't like people holding out on me.
I wouldn't do that, Miss Ferguson.
It's very good, Warren, because you know what happens to people who cross me.
What's going on here?
Not my fault, Mr. Murphy. Miss Ferguson was making me run a book.
That's rubbish, Warren. I caught you red-handed with this money. Now, you know the rules. You're on a charge.
Forget it. Just take this to the governor. You won't get out of this one, Ferguson.
Are you quite certain Miss Ferguson was dealing with Warren?
Yes, Governor. I heard Officer Ferguson say she had a business arrangement with Warren and expected a cut.
You couldn't have misinterpreted.
Oh, no. Look, I'm sorry, Mrs. Reynolds. I don't like to report a fellow officer, but I can't ignore corruption.
I wouldn't expect you to, Mr. Murphy. Come in, Miss Ferguson. I want you to repeat what you told me a few minutes ago.
Certainly, Governor. I left the dining room after the lunch period and went to patrol the corridors. It was then that I saw Officer Murphy with the prisoner Warren.
Now, just a minute.
Let Miss Ferguson finish, please.
At first, they didn't see me approach. Warren was handing money over to Officer Murphy. He then said, "In future, make sure it's on time." It was apparent to me that he was receiving commission for some sort of illicit business transaction.
You bloody
Mr. Murphy.
Warren saw me then and ran off down the corridor. I was concerned with getting the evidence from Officer Murphy.
Why didn't you?
Officer Murphy became quite physical, Governor. He pushed me against the wall and said that if I didn't forget what I'd seen, he'd hand the money over to you and I would get the blame for it.
That's a pack of lies to save her own skin. My record's clean. There's never been any suggestion of corruption.
So where do we go from here, Governor?
I'm going to question Warren.
Yes, well, it's my belief that the other women have put her up to this to get rid of 2 officers.
I'll be the judge of that. Now, do either of you have any objection to my questioning Warren?
Not me, Governor.
Warren's here, Governor.
Bring her in, please. Warren? Could you wait outside, please, Miss Brown? Come here. Just look at me, Warren. I'm sure you know what this is all about. So I just want you to tell me the truth.
Truth?
You have my word that you won't be in any trouble as long as you tell me the facts.
Sorry, Mrs. Reynolds, I don't know what you're talking about, honestly.
Don't play games with me, Warren. You were seen giving money to an officer. Which one was it?
Money? You know we're not allowed to have money, Mrs. Reynolds.
There is money amongst the women, whether it's allowed or not. And I'm fully aware that you're running a book.
Yes, I was running a book, but I couldn't have been giving money to anyone. Mrs. Morris took every cent I had.
You've had plenty of time to build up your kitty again.
Yes, but I haven't taken a bet since Mrs. Morris sprung me. I know when I'm beat.
Warren, I know better.
I don't feel well.
Tell me who it was and you can go.
All right? I saw Miss Ferguson fighting with Mr. Murphy over some money, but I didn't have anything to do with it.
He's lying.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
You must realize that it's in your own best interest to resolve this now.
I don't know anything, Mrs. Reynolds. Honestly.
Is that all you've got to say?
Yes.
Don't try belittling me in front of other people, Murphy.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, use what brains you've got and take it as a warning and mind your own business.
It's my business when someone tries to make me look bent.
That's what you get for setting me up.
I didn't have to. I had you cold.
Then quit while you're ahead.
No way. The department will back me every time. My record's clean.
Then I suggest if you want it to stay like that, you keep out of my way.
Don't you try and bluff me. I've dealt with your sort before.
You might like to think so.
There's one thing I can't stand. It's a crooked officer. And I won't have one in my prison.
You're forgetting something, Murphy. This isn't your prison. Wentworth is mine, and it's gonna stay that way. Well, that's a cosy little scene. Okay, Warren, on your feet.
What do you want it for, Miss Ferguson?
That, Mitchell, is my business.
If you lay a finger on her, I'll tell the governor.
Oh, really, Mitchell? And what would you tell the governor? That I object to this place being a pigsty? Now, Warren, you might like to live in filth, but it's my job to see that government property is kept in order, Now, clean it up. And if it's not spotless when I get back in a few minutes, there'll be yet another charge. Insubordination. I have just had a fascinating talk with the governor.
Oh? What about?
Warren, you bastard, Murphy. How dare you insinuate I had anything to do with her injuries?
Oh, that. Yeah, well, I thought it was fair game. I had a little chat with Lou Kelly yesterday. She told me about how you were going to set me up. So I took the liberty of getting in first.
I've dealt with slime like you before, Murphy. You won't win.
Listen, Ferguson, I've told you before. I play it straight down the line in every way. Queers like you a chicken feed. Now, why don't you bow out gracefully before I really get vicious?
You creep.
He won't be long. Just making his bed.
Oh, good.
Sit down.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came early. Shane's been looking forward to a full day out with you. But, I must explain it could be your last.
What do you mean last? Are the courts refusing permission for me to see him?
No, nothing like that. But you are aware of the foster program we have here, though?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Good, because we think we found a suitable family who are willing to take Shane.
Oh. And what does Shane have to say about it?
Well, we don't tell the children till everything's been finalised. It avoids disappointment should anything go wrong at the last moment.
But surely the child's consulted?
Yes, he is. Shane's visited the family on a number of occasions and they get on very well together. Of course, his Auntie Joan still remains the tops, as he puts it. But he's happy with them and he shouldn't have any problem settling in.
Oh, I see. Of course, I knew this was a possibility right from the start. It's just... Well, I'm glad that Shane has found a family so quickly. Every child needs a family.
I know, he'll never forget his Auntie Joan. And we wouldn't stand in the way of any arrangements you may be able to make with the Taylors.
G'day, miss.
You should have waited till I answered your knock.
Sorry. Didn't want to keep Annie Joan waiting. Gonna have a beaut day, eh?
Uh-huh. The best.
Great stuff, eh? Hey, aren't you hungry?
Not very. Too much ice cream, I think.
Did you see all the flavours they had?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I wouldn't mind working in a place like that. Did you like playing the videos? They were pretty good on that space one.
Oh, well, I had a good teacher.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got a letter from the Major. And Nick is behaving now. He's even made friends with a cat.
I'm glad to hear it. Have you written back?
Nah, do it tomorrow. And I can tell him all the great things we did.
Listen, Mrs. Baxter tells me you've been going out a lot with the Taylors.
Yeah, they're coming again Saturday.
Oh.
Geez, you should see the dopey girl they got. She's the same age as me, but talk about hopeless.
Have, the Taylors mentioned anything about seeing more of you, like on a permanent basis?
Yeah, there's families do that, Come and give us a day out. There's plenty of the kids haven't got no one to go out with. I'm one of the lucky ones. You haven't got a headache, have you?
No, just thinking.
Good, because I've just decided where I'd like to go, Savo.
Oh. I hope it's not too far away. I don't want to get you back late.
No. Roller skating. There's a rink not far from here.
Right, you skate, I watch.
Oh, I thought you said you'd do everything I wanted to do.
Oh, so I did.
Don't worry, it's easy. I'll show you. Have a chip.
Oh, don't Shane! Don't touch me! Oh, what's so funny?
You are! He's seen himself! Thanks, Auntie Joan. And next time, we'll only do the things you want to do. That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very fair. Look, I might not be able to see you for quite a while.
Why? Hey, the Major isn't sick again, is he?
No.
Well, then why?
Well, I just think that I should give you a chance to get to know the Taylors a bit better.
Hey? What the hell should I care about the Taylors? You know I'd rather go out with you.
Yes, I know that, mate, but... Look, do you know why the Taylors take you out so much?
'Cause I'm a cute kid.
You sure are. Look, Mrs. Baxter's explained to you, hasn't she, how families come here in the hope of fostering a child?
Oh, yeah. But that's for kids who got no one. Got you, haven't I? Don't worry, Auntie Joan. I'll set them straight.
No, look, Shane, listen to me. Now, look, we'll always have each other, no matter where we are, no matter how far apart we are. I never want you to forget that.
Saying goodbye, aren't you?
Oh, no, Shane, I'm not. But look, I can't give you a proper home, not right now, and the Taylors can. Oh, don't you see, you'll have a mother, a father, a sister, even if she is hopeless. They might even let you have Nicky back.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, if you ask them. Come on, look, go in for your dinner. We don't want Mrs. Baxter getting angry with us. Come on, off you go. What are you doing here, Keen? Should give yourself a lock-up.
Yeah, well, something's come up. I wanted you to be the first to know.
You've got 10 seconds to get it off your chest.
Desmond stepped down as top dog. She's handed the job to someone better qualified, me.
Oh, come on, pull the other one. No one would want you as top dog, not after your last effort. That must rank as one of your most spectacular failures.
Yeah, well, times change.
Not in here, they don't. Even that lot can smell your kind of rat.
Yeah, well, that lot happened to be right behind me. Wouldn't be too smart of you to ignore it.
You're talking your way into a charge, Keen.
Not well, I got Proctor's statement, I'm not.
Oh, that. See. Wondered when we get around to that.
I just want you to hear me out. I've got a deal.
Right, I'm listening.
I've managed to convince the women that you need some help to get Murphy off your back.
Makes you think I can't handle him myself?
Because anyone could see he's having you for breakfast. You want to keep your job, you better take the help.
Right. If I come in on this little caper, what's the catch?
Oh, no catch. Just a personal favour.
I'm not licking your boots, Kate.
No one's expecting miracles. It's just a deal. Back me as top dog. Murphy's as good as finished. What kept you?
None of your business, Keen.
Yeah, well, that depends, doesn't it? You worked out a way to fix Murphy yet?
Yeah, one of your specialties. Drugs. You just get one of your cronies to plant some on him and I'll make sure the right people find them.
Yeah, well, you're losing your touch. I picked that as a frame in 5 seconds.
Not if we set it up to look as though he's dealing.
Forget it. We need something he can't talk his way out of.
Such as?
Such as if he were caught with his jocks round his ankles.
Oh, come on, Keen. They already tried that on me, remember, and it didn't work.
Yeah, well, I'm organising it this time. Desmond's mistake was that you weren't interested in the bait. I happen to know who Murphy's got the hogs for.
Who?
Leave it to me. I'll fix it. As long as you can make sure you get a witness there tonight on his night shift.
Have to be earlier. Murphy's off at 5:30.
Huh, even better. Well, Four Eyes herself can be the witness. If you can get her there.
Oh, I'll get her there, Keen. Just you make sure that there are no slip-ups. I'm sorry to bother you, Governor. Just thought there might be something I could do for you. You really should take it easy on your first day back.
No, thank you, Miss Ferguson. I was just trying to talk myself into doing this paperwork. The women all right?
Oh, yes, I think so. They did say something about wanting to see you. Big act about welcoming you back, but personally I think they're more interested in finding out about the Woodridge men.
I'll go and see them now.
Well, why not wait until their recreation period? Be a lot easier than walking around the prison.
Oh, well, I must admit I don't feel up to that. Would you tell them I'll be there?
I will. There was one other thing, Governor.
Yes?
I would have mentioned it to Joyce Barry, but she didn't seem to be coping too well with the routine matters, so I thought
I'm surprised to hear you say that. I've just been reading her reports, and I'd say she did very well. Now, what was it you had to tell me?
There's talk of sexual harassment from the male officers. Of course, I didn't take too much notice of it. As we both know, they've tried that one before.
Have you seen any evidence of it?
No, I haven't. I just thought I'd report it. For the record.
Now, I know you had some trouble while I was away. I want you all to know it had nothing to do with Mrs. Barry or the staff. And with a bit of luck, our visitors from Woodbridge won't be here forever.
Any word on us getting to mix with them?
Nothing yet. I'm waiting for a decision from the minister.
Hope he's quick. Lou Kelly's going out of her head.
Where is Kelly? I ask you a question, Keen.
In her cell, I suppose.
What's she doing there? She should be here. Go and get her.
No way, three's a crowd.
What do you mean, 3? Who's with her? Come on, Keen, what's she up to?
Oh, I reckon she'd be looking at the cell ceiling about now.
Will somebody give me a straight answer? Is she with a member of the staff? Wendy, would you page Mr. Murphy for me, please, and ask him to come to my office? Thank you.
Oh, Governor, look, this is ridiculous. You look dreadful. Why don't you go home?
Believe me, Miss Ferguson, I'd love to. But there are things going on out there I don't like. No point just going home with that on my mind.
There was no one with Kelly, so what's the problem?
The problem is, why did they say it?
Oh, to cause trouble. You know they've done it before.
Come in.
I believe we've been looking for each other.
Huh?
Yes, I buzzed you before, but Wendy said you'd gone to the rec room.
Looks as though we need walkie-talkies. Where were you before that?
I was with the Woodridge lot. Why? Is there anything wrong?
No, not at all. What did you want to see me about?
Sue Bailey's rostered for the graveyard shift. She rang to say she was sick, so I said I'd do it, if that's all right with you.
Yes, of course.
Right, well, I'll release Berg from solitary and then take a break. Oh, what did you want to see me about?
Actually, it was the same thing.
Great minds, eh? Well, I'll leave you to it.
I don't know. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
It's just an old saying, Miss Ferguson, nothing more. Let's face it, if it were true, you'd have been burnt to a crisp.
You missed out on a wonderful shift here last night.
Oh?
Yeah, Warren took sick and the women tried to bang the place down. I still don't know why it took Glenn so long to get to Warren's cell. I could hear the noise from down here.
Didn't you ask him?
Of course I did. And he got quite abrupt with me.
Said he was checking in isolation, but he couldn't have been, because he was coming from the wrong direction. Perhaps he snuck into the kitchen for a snack.
Where's Kelly?
Out of the skip.
Trying to avoid me, is she? Well, I suppose you're all gloating over the way you made a fool of me yesterday. I should have known better than to trust any of you lot.
Yeah, well, it wasn't our fault the plan didn't come off. We backed you all the way. If you want someone to blame, it's me.
Oh, cut the heroics, Keen. It doesn't suit you. Anyway, we all saw you go to water yesterday, didn't we? Now, just a statement from you to the governor and we would have had Murphy, but you blew it. Get out. Other way.
Look, a statement from me wouldn't have done any bloody good. Got to catch that bastard in the act. How did I know he's going to change his shift?
You should have planned it better. I don't like mistakes, Keen.
Okay, so I didn't count on him being that clever. But we can still get him. He says he's going to be visiting Kelly regularly, so he's not onto us yet. Reckons he'll be doing a lot of night shifts.
All right. But next time there will be no slip-ups. I'll see to that. Because I'll be there to lock him in. In the morning, he's going to have his work cut out explaining why he's there.
Yeah, well, that's if there is a next time. Apparently Kelly's requested to see the governor and get shifted.
Oh, has she? We'll see about that.
I wish you luck.
And by the way, Miss Ferguson, Kelly's asked for cell change. I can't see any reason not to, so I think we'll put her into number 5.
If you insist, but I think she's better off on her own. Ah, she's an infection, that one. Put her near the others and the germs spread.
Yeah, I'll endorse that. If there's any trouble around, you can back it in that Kelly's had a finger in it. Be much easier on all of us if she's left on her own.
All right, we'll leave it for the moment. And would you make out a report on the incident in the garden before you leave, Lynn?
Yes, I was just about to do it, Miss Reynolds.
Well, nearly as much mess in here as there was in the cells this morning. But then you wouldn't know about that, would you, Keen?
Any reason why I should?
Oh, I thought the top dog knew everything that went on around here. Unless, of course, the women have had a change of heart.
The women don't have any say in it. And as long as I got that letter, neither do you.
Oh, careful!
Well, your little friend seems a bit huffy this morning.
Oh, it's her problem, and please don't call her my friend. We're certainly not friends.
Really? Thought you two were pals. Regular pen pals, in fact.
Miss Ferguson, please don't play any games with me. If you've got something to say, please say it. If not, go. I'm very busy.
You still got the letter?
Oh, now we're talking. I've just heard what Rep said. This is all wrong. The letter is for my protection only, nobody else's. From now on, I'll take care of Ray Proctor only.
What's this racket about? Kane, hold it right there. Now, Kelly, care to tell me who started all this?
No one.
Yeah, the same no one who dubbed you into the governor?
It's a lie. It's a vicious lie.
Oh, no, Keen. You'd turn yourself in if you thought it'd get you anywhere.
Bitch, you sold me out on your own record. I'll bloody kill you.
Now, Kelly.
Oh.
You all right, Desmond? I'll live. Really surprised at you, Keen. Bashing a prisoner, wrecking a cell, pushing dope.
Shut up, Ferguson. I might just tell somebody to post a letter.
I don't think so, Keen. You see, I've been having a little chat to a friend of yours, and you know your little friend doesn't like you anymore. You're on your own, Keen. You're finished.
Bitch.
Thank you, Keen. You've just done me a huge favour. You've earned yourself a trip to Blackmore. But first a little stint in solitary, eh, to cool off? Now do I have to drag you there?
Thanks. I know the way.
Yes, of course, Governor, the decision must be yours, but if you ask me,
Let's not lie to each other. We both know that you've been trying to get Keen out of here for a very long time. However, this time I happen to agree with you. She's nothing but trouble. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she was behind the Higgins murder, so let's get her out of here once and for all.
If you say so, Governor.
I'll arrange the transfer tomorrow. But right now, I've had enough for one day.
Oh, my God, Governor! Hey, Young, wait at the gate.
Don't tell me you want to remember me just the way I was, right? Maybe I could arrange an autographed photo for you.
I'll remember you all right, Keane. I've waited a long time for this.
Really like the old movies, don't you, Ferguson? I've waited a long time for this. You had your knife out for me from the minute I came into this dump.
You're wrong, Keane. To me, you were just another bit of scum then. But I got to know you, didn't I? And now you owe me. You owe me for my father, for my job, and the million little things I've had to take from you. You owe me, and I'm going to collect.
Nice stuff. Could almost feel sorry if I didn't know what a crooked, two-faced bitch you really are. Whatever I am, whatever I've done, I've never hidden behind the law the way you do. You're a joke, Ferguson. You wouldn't have the guts to face anyone without that uniform.
Keane, you're off to Blackmore in the morning. But that's not the end. Your troubles are just starting. You see, I've got some very good friends at Blackmore, and I know they're going to make you feel real welcome.
Yeah, well, I'm not finished yet, bitch.
You listen, freak. I'll be back. I'll be back for you. You hear me?
It's about lock-up time. I'll do it if you like, save you getting up.
Don't do me any favours. It'll be the day when Len Murphy needs a woman to do his job for him.
It's not on.
Nervous, are you? No one's going to catch us. The others are all nailed up for the night. Ferguson's in the staff room with a crossword. We get the place to ourselves.
Get off me!
Come back. Try to set me up, would you?
Anyone know what's going on?
It sounds like Mr. Murphy and Miss Ferguson.
You bastard! Want to break your arm, Ferguson? Is that what you want? I can do it, real easy.
All right.
You get one thing straight and get it real straight. You tell anything to anybody and I'll kill you. I don't mean just tear your face open or break your arm, but I'll kill you. You understand? You know, it's a funny thing about night shift. Gives you time to think about all the different sorts of accidents that can happen in a prison. Makes you realise how careful you got to be.
Accidents can happen to anyone.
What?
You heard.
Oh, I've just had a call from the hospital. Mrs. Reynolds is fine, but the doctor says she's going to have to rest for 4 or 5 days.
Oh, that is good news. I must admit I was very worried about her.
Yes, I've also been speaking to the department.
Oh, what about?
Well, several things, actually. Firstly, they've pushed through the transfer papers on Keane, and she's being moved to Blackmore today. Secondly, I've said I'm not prepared to take on the acting governorship again. Mr. Colby is coming over to speak to the staff about it. He'll be here about lunchtime. I wondered if you'd both mind staying on till then.
Certainly not.
Yeah, no worries.
Good. Thank you.
Well, now, As regards my choice of acting governor, as you're all aware, this position calls for a senior officer of considerable ability and experience. I think you will agree that the person of my choice has these qualities in full measure. And therefore I have no doubt that you will give full support over the coming days to your new acting governor, Mr. Len Murphy.
Congratulations, Len.
How would you describe Wentworth, Ferguson? Where do you see the problems?
You're not interested in my opinion.
It's corruption. Unnatural habits being practiced, and I intend to stamp it out.
You better hurry. You've only got a week.
I wouldn't count on that. When the department sees results, they might have second thoughts about bringing Reynolds back.
Listen, disciplinarians don't get anywhere in this place, and they don't get the backing of the department.
Just because you didn't? I reckon they got their suspicions about you. They're not stupid.
Then it won't take them long to realise what an A-grade bastard they've given the job to.
Careful, Ferguson. It's a different ballgame now. Insubordination, abuse of language to
If
a
that's
superior
all,
officer.
I am overdue to sign off.
No, you're not. That's why I want to see you. You're going to work an extra shift.
I have already worked 4 hours overtime. I've made arrangements for this afternoon.
I only want you to work till dinner time. Remembering that at any time, an officer shall not disobey a direct order from a superior officer. Now, do you want to do as you're told, or do I make out a report to the department?
Whatever you say, Governor.
Well, Joan, cool down. If you go on duty like that, you'll make a few mistakes. And the department doesn't like people who make mistakes.